You got your wish. Russia's nuclear fleet flexes near U.S. border. This is from X, their news service. Russian warships, including a nuclear-powered submarine, have arrived in Cuba for military exercises near the United States border, just like we do near China's border and North Korea's border, and we do it near Russia's border. Now they're doing it to us.
Oh.
The Russian vessels are...
It's a response to our military exercise in the Baltic Sea.
Yeah, this move is seen as a response to NATO's planned military exercises in the Baltic Sea.
Whip it out. Everybody whip it out.
The Russian post. So that's what this is. We got ourselves an old-fashioned dick-off. All right, fellas, lay them on the table and let's get the measuring tape.
Yeah, there's only one way to settle this one.
The Russian vessels are equipped with advanced weaponry, including Zircon hypersonic missiles. By the way, we don't have hypersonic missiles.
Yeah, you see how it says capable of penetrating U.S. missile defense systems?
Yes.
That's because
they're
we don't
hypersonic.
have that technology.
We don't have hypersonic.
And I don't hear enough people talking about this.
Why does Russia have it and we don't have it? You know who else has it? Hezbollah.
Yeah.
Hezbollah, and I'm pretty sure Iran has hypersonic missiles.
Iran does have it.
We don't have it.
We can't make the alloys.
We don't have it.
So everybody think about that in your greatest country in the
think
world.
About
don't
that.
Even have Zircon hypersonic missiles.
So back to Twitter. It says it's hypersonic missiles capable of penetrating U.S. missile defense system. The proximity of these exercises to the U.S. has raised concerns and speculation about increased tensions reminiscent of the Cuban Missile Crisis.
Except these missiles could hit because they're not nukes. Get it?
It would be more, yes, that's right.
This is worse.
This is actually worse.
They worked on missiles you can use.
Yeah. It would be more reminiscent of the Cuban Missile Crisis if our politicians or our media or even Wolf Blitzer took any of this fucking seriously.
They just talk.
It would be more reminiscent. But anyway, calm down because, Kurt.
Yeah.
Joe Biden's in charge.
Mm-hmm.
He's got this all. He's worked this out with little toy boats in his bathtub.
You mean he shit in the tub? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. Boy, if there's one thing I missed in my childhood was hiding under a school desk because there might be a nuclear blast.
Did you have that in your childhood?
I didn't have that.
Oh, because that was a thing, right?
Yeah, it was a thing.
Duck and cover.
That's right, the duck and cover. But that was back when a school desk could protect you from a nuclear blast. They don't make them
really
that
made
good.
Them back then.
They don't make it like that anymore.
We got these cheap Chinese desks.
So here it is. Here is breaking. Russian warships, along with nuclear-powered submarine, arrive in Cuba near the United States border. Wow.
Look at him.
So that's the face. See, the face he's making is check out my dick.
Check out Julie's dicks.
That's right.
Let me see yours, pal.
So here is turn down the volume. This is it says Russia. Several Russian warships have just arrived in Havana. Several ships and support vessels are expected to participate in exercise and possibly make port calls in Venezuela. This move occurs following the U.S. approval of Ukraine using NATO-supplied weapons in strikes against Russia. Putin stated that Moscow might supply weapons to certain regions to enable strikes against sensitive Western targets if Ukraine repeatedly attacks Russia.
And I think Ukraine is going to do that, right?
They did that already. They've already struck inside Russia.
No, they haven't hit their missile things, though, have they? Because that's a nuclear war that he was saying last week.
Well, they were going after something that, like some kind of defense thing for their missiles, but I don't know if they went right after them. I don't know. Maybe they can free the people in Gitmo while they're there.
I was going to say,
you ever think of that?
to Gitmo while they're there.
Yeah.
Hi.
There must be something up because this is the wrong time of year to leave Russia, right? In June.
That's a good point.
I can't believe Cuba's allowing Russia to do this. Does this have anything to do with how the United States restricts Cubans' access to medical oxygen? Or can it?
I didn't know they did that.
They do everything like that.
They restrict our access to Havana syndrome from their Cuban energy weapons.
So hooray! Congratulations, you dumb fucks! You bought the War Machine's lies about Ukraine. It's got nothing to do. The Ukraine war has nothing to do with what you think it has to do with.
There's a Cuban Missile Crisis now that you're not even going to hear about because you're going to be busy. Well, one idiot still thinks masks are a thing, and you killed people with
Yes.
COVID. Not aware he's in a Cuban Missile Crisis. Then the rest of the people are going to worry about Trump's bullshit conviction that doesn't hold up legally in any sense. Cuban Missile Crisis, people heard about it when it happened.
And if you want to know what the Ukraine war is really about, here's Colonel McGregor to tell you.
Well, for the globalists that are running the show, this is the globalist neocon elite, and both on the Hill as well as in the White House, and these elites in Europe, particularly in Paris, Berlin, London, they're all interested in seeing BlackRock take over Ukraine, number one, so that it can be systematically stripped of its resources and turned into a subjugated state that belongs to the larger globalist elites. But they also want to see that happen to Russia, which is why this war was never about Ukraine. It was always about what can be done to destroy Russia. And of course, since the people in charge didn't perform any strategic analysis, they never thought about purpose, method, or end state, they concluded that Russia today is still the Russia of 1992. It's weak. It's prostrate. Its economy is ineffective. Remember the McCain statement? Oh, Russia is Spain with a gas station. All of these arrogant displays of American hubris, treating Russia as though it was a third-class nation with a fourth-class military. Well, we're getting an education right now. We paid no attention to the Russians who had legitimate concerns about what we were doing in eastern Ukraine. We were building an army to attack them. We put a hostile government into that country in 2014. And we kept telling them that it made no difference to us what they thought or what they cared about. They said, we don't want NATO on our border. No one paid attention. President Trump tried to listen, but he was surrounded by people who subverted him. People who are not loyal to the president, who took an oath of obedience to the orders of the president and then ignored them. So what's the outcome? You've got a very serious war that could become regional, even global. And no one in the White House seems to really grasp that. But we're losing. The globalists are losing. And when the ground dries and in June you're...
So anyway, hooray. Now we got nukes in Cuba with hypersonic missiles. Those are missiles they could use, as Kurt said, because they're not nukes.
They go right through our missile defenses.
And we can't defend against them.
Remember the Star Wars platform that they were like, don't make that thing that shoots missiles. We'd have nothing that can stop their missiles.
And we don't even have those types of missiles. We don't even have hypersonic missiles. Iran has them. Hezbollah has them.
What's happening?
Russia has them.
Why does everybody have those but us?
But us.
I hope those Tic Tac UFOs are ours at least.
Oh, I know.
I hope we at least have those space traveling Tic Tacs because we are effed in the A on missiles.
Hey, everyone thinks mortgage.
So, ladies and gentlemen, as you can tell, that Russia has sent warships and nuclear subs to Cuba for a military exercise. Now, we're going through this before, that the U.S. is already on North Korean waters for their joint military exercise, like China and like Russia. But the thing is that when Russia is going to Cuba to doing joint military exercise near us, this is a problem. This is really a concern. Because the thing is, you think about it, it's World War III. Obviously, now you're thinking about why does Russia is doing this to the U.S. And I'm gonna tell you why. If we wasn't involved with Ukraine from the beginning, this talk wouldn't even be happening. This situation wouldn't even been happening. But when the U.S. government sent weapons to Ukraine and continuing to send weapons to Ukraine, even though Russia warned us not to do it. But when they keep sending weapons to Ukraine, and then the same weapons that Ukraine used that we sent to them is attacking in Russia's soil. Now Vladimir Putin, the Russian president, said, okay, y'all want to play this game? And we warn y'all not to do it. But since y'all doing this, we have a surprise we have a surprise for you. We're going to your soil. In other words, we're going to your neck of the woods, and that's like in Cuba. It's sort of like the guy said on, and shouts out to Jimmy Dore for the story. It's sort of like, with the Cuban Missile Crisis in the 60s. The difference is now you have another superpower coming to the Cuban soil doing joint military exercises against us. And then now CNN has now report the same thing, even though they refuse to even report it from the beginning. Because remember, you have X, and then you have guys like Jimmy Dore reported this, and now CNN now corroborate the story. This should be a concern to us Americans. It really is. And a lot of people try to sweep it under the rug and stuff like that. But when you, as I say, when you send weapons to Ukraine, you keep sending weapons to Ukraine. The Ukrainian government is now using it against Russia. The Russians said, okay, now when it comes to NATO, when it comes to the U.S., now it's on. Which means that now this is possibly a threat to NATO and Western countries like UK, US, etc. So now you think about what is happening here. And obviously now, since now they're doing a military exercise in Cuba, will come to Russia, things not going to be looking good in the time being. So let me know what y'all think about this in the comments.